So this is how I make a pretty simple, basic true high pressure aeroponic system. I'm making it in a small 27-gallon tote. This is very common. You'll see this build a lot. I thought I'd just do my version for you. So I'm just going to mark where I want my holes. I'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. Make sure I'm recording. All right. Now you can use 3-inch if you want. I just find that the 3-inch kind of sits up in the lip here. I just don't like it as much. Plus I use a trellis or a scrog net to support the plants. So I'm not too concerned about the plants supporting themselves here. Alright, this is going to be long and boring, so I'll come back as soon as I get them drilled out. Alright. Okay, so got these all drilled out now. As you can see, very simple. So next, I am going to drill out the base part here. So what I want to do is I'm going to have this lifted off the ground, and this way I can put a bulkhead in the middle here, and it will just drain out. I want it to drain everything out of here. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to put this bulkhead into here. But what I want it to do is this inside part where it's flatter, I'm going to have this on the inside so that everything drains on the bottom, and this will be at the back. And then I'll show you. I'm just going to put a quick fitting in here, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I think the hole is a 1/2 inch here. We'll find out. Perfect. Make sure it's a tight fit. Now I'll go in here. I'm actually going to thread it through if it wants to, because I want it to be as tight as possible. Now that way it'll drain flat in here. Oh boy, where did I put the other end? I'm going to show a quick trick. It took me years to figure this out, and a lot of people are always wondering, how do you do these? How do you set up this mister stuff? So, I'm just going to take a 1/4 inch T here, and I'm going to take the collar out. Now the collar's out of there, right? Sorry, can you see that? Okay. Now what I do is I take a 1/8 27 top and die, right? But I don't drill it. I just put the top into here, and then I'm going to tap it in there, and then when I'm done, I will be able to thread a mister into there. And that's the whole trick that everybody's trying to figure out. Aeroponic growers, got it from me. So now, this fits right into the mister. As simple as that. It's not always perfect, not rocket science either. There we go. That's the trick. Finally gave it to you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 1/4 inch bulkhead in. Like I said, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it to do that little extra little bit in there. That looks good. It's still tight though. Now I'm going to use these 1/4 inch clips, and this will hold in the mister. So this will go on the tubing right here, and then that will hold the misters. I want the mister to spray into this area, a mister to spray into this area, and a mister on this area, and a mister on this area. Now, the hope is that I've got 2 channels here, and these 2 misters will hopefully meet in the middle, and then these 2 will meet in the middle, hopefully making enough of a plume to stay on the top level of the roots. Instead of the misters being right on top of the roots and spraying the roots, which condenses the mist into liquid, makes the droplets into large droplets, but besides that, it stops the mist right at that root. My goal is, as this grow keeps going on and filling in the bucket, because I drain all the liquid out, so as all those curly fuzzy roots fill up this bucket or root chamber, then if I've got the sprayers only hitting right there, they won't go further around in the chamber and they won't give me what I want. All right. So I totally spaced out and missed this. You want to offset this bulkhead if you use it. Offset it over to here so that the mister's in the middle. Mine's going to be a little off to the right. Now what I'm going to use is, there's 2 different options. I thought about coming out like this with a splitter, which would be good for the loop, but then I would miss out on that first mister over here. So I'm going to use a stem T. Stick that puppy in there. And then I can start building out now my system, and then once I build it out, I will go ahead and start to mount the misters. So this first one, obviously, I'm going to have to put right about there. It will sit on this just fine, and then I'll do the remaining ones over there. When I start to screw them in, I'll come back, okay? Alright, so I've got that first loop right here. I put this mister in right there. Not perfect, seriously. That was a mess up. Now I'm going to mount this tubing after I put the mister on here. So I kind of cut it about halfway in there. Let's see how it works. Make sure it double clicks in. So there, that's right where I kind of want it, right in the middle, right? So now I'm going to use the clip and put the screw through and clip it on. Now I want to try to keep it about level with the other misters too, okay? Use gravity to your advantage. There we go. So we got 1 chunk on there. Now, I'm going to do the rest here. So now we got to get another mister over here, right? It's up to you if you want to clamp it again right about here. You can put another one on. I would go through here and set up your other misters first, then start to go around that way. So I'm going to measure this guy out. I kind of overdo it just because you can do that loop if it has to. So I'm going to go to about the middle here, and then cut that right about there. That way I can measure out what I need for that. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like finished. Pop, 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 all around. I can rotate the nozzles. I might have wanted to go further down probably and have them spraying up a little bit more. Whatever. And this is what the bottom looks like, okay? So now I'm going to go get my Aerobox 2 and I'm going to set it up with this to give it a test run. Like I said, this video is just about how to build this part. If you want an Aerobox 2, buy it off me. Alright, so I have the Aerobox hooked up, but I just want to quickly show you how I plan on doing this whole drain part here. So what I'm going to do is put a stem in like this. Bop, it's in there. And then I'm just going to run a 3/8 size line back down. Now, before I get back down to the aero pump over here, I'm going to put in a check valve. It's got an arrow on it. What this is going to do is it's going to keep nutrients from not filling back into here and filling up this container. I only want nutrients to go one direction, and that's out of here. I don't want anything going back in. So I will be back. I'll show you how I hook up the Aerobox, how I put the reservoir into all this, and we'll give it a test run. Then I will show you how to make the top with some reflective bubble tape instead of paint. And yeah. Alright, I'm going to try my best to explain my whole drain system. What it does is it makes it able to take the liquid out of the chamber if I want to, all in one pump, or pull the liquid from the reservoir on one pump, or if I want, I can drain out the whole system with this line. This is a very important line. This comes out right from the out, right? And this is the pressurized side, right? So all I have to do is crack this open and it'll release all the liquid that's inside of the tank and whatever else is in the system. Now if there's liquid in here, it will kick on the pump, and what I could do is I'll close this valve over here to close the reservoir, right? Now there's no liquid coming from the reservoir to here, but I've got two options here, right? I've got the check valve, so if this is open over here, the check valve will keep the reservoir nutrients from running back this way, right? They can only go this way. Now, what if I don't want to pull nutrients back out of here? What if there's just air in there? That will cause an air gap. It'll freeze up my pump, right? So what I would want to do here is close off the reservoir over here, then open this valve. Now it can't suck from the reservoir, and when it goes to suck, the pump can only suck out of here, right? Out of the bottom in there and pull out those nutrients. So if I'm draining the whole system, I might have all these open, and then I'll just let the pump go and drain it out. But this is kind of how my system basically goes. And I'll set this all up in different variations. These are 3/8 to 1/8, 3/8 OD to 1/4 inch OD adapters. You kind of see me using them around a lot here. But you don't have to use them everywhere. I'm just today I was trying to put it together. Usually I have all this sitting outside the tent, so this stuff is a lot longer. I don't have it usually this short. I tried to get it all into one shot in the video. Alright, let's talk about the pressurized side. So, coming in this green line here will pressurize. It will fill up this tank. I pre-pressurized this tank with using this valve here to put air in it, right? I got that sitting at about 80 psi because that's what I want. I want my psi differential is 80 psi to 100 psi. And to stay within that range, this is always going to be pushing at 80. So the pump will fill this up, and then it'll just use passive energy throughout the day to always push a 80 to 100 psi pressure. Another thing is, you don't want more than 2 feet going from your tank to your solenoids. A little trick to know. Another thing is, I try to run 1 or 2 of these 3/8 inch lines so that I've got some extra liquid in there ready to go as soon as the solenoid opens and go right into these little guys. So I'm going to take, you can use a cell phone adapter. They're really cheap to get. They're just AC to DC 12 volt adapters. You can get these guys, these solenoids to run on a lot less. Usually I'll just hook this up directly to the solenoid, but I already have it hooked up with some wiring from before. I usually go with whatever line has the writing on. I'll put that to the negative. I don't know if that's real. It's DC, so I don't think it really matters. Sorry about that. So I used Wago clips. Kind of cool thing. I get them from Horticultural Lighting Group, actually, like leftover lights. But they're really simple. You just put in one side, snap it down, put in the other side, snap it down. Nothing like technology. And got the other Wago. So now I'll have power going to my solenoid. Right, so now this is all hooked up. Next will be the timer, and the timer will get plugged into the timer, and the timer will go into the wall. Quick way on how to set this timer up, because it can be really confusing. Try to show you guys it. So what you will want to do is you will want to go to mode, and I'm going to pick timing cycle, right? And then once I'm on there, I'm going to hit set. Now I've got my time over here, and go minutes, 31 minutes, etc., going up. And what I'm going to do is put this pretty much on 1 second just so we can see how the spray is going. So this is my on time. We'll do 3 seconds on. Now, once I push that, I'm going to hit set. And now my off time is on. So what do I want my off time to be, okay? Let's get the minutes gone. I'm going to want it at seconds again. 3 seconds off, we'll do 1 second off, right? 1 second. 3 seconds on, 1 second off. This is not how I do my timing for my plants. This is just to show you guys a demonstration today. So every 2 seconds. Then when you're done with that, you just hit confirm, and that's it. All right? So mode to change it around, set to set it again, set to set the on time, set again to set the off time, minutes, seconds, then confirm. All done. So this is quietly running right now. If you want to see what the aero box is like, that's what it's like. This way I have all the stuff that I need in one box. My pressure gauge, right there, my pressure switch, my pressure gauge, I don't know if I said that right, my electrical box, all that. I can flick it off, all right, flick it back on. Now that's filling up the accumulator tank. This is what you always got to do, make sure you strap down this tubing, is what makes the noise, if anything. Alright, so I'm going to get this thing going here. I'm just going to turn on the timer. And I'm going to confirm it. Set, and then confirm. When I hear that little hum, I know that's kind of good. So, you can see already that this is filling up a good amount of mist in here. It's spraying in the 2 sections here. See how it's filling up that whole area? Always make your system ahead of time before you get any plants in there. You want to figure out how much liquid is going in there, how much is coming out. This is a, if I didn't mean to say it, a 3/8 solenoid over here that's going to this. And you can already see good starting times are 3 seconds on every 3 minutes. That's 3 seconds, just to kind of let you know. And yeah, so now let's build the top with some foil, and we'll get the net cups in there. All right. So I have some of this leftover bubble wrap, reflective bubble wrap. You can get it at like Home Depot. I really recommend it. I tried to paint these at one time a couple years back, and actually I'll go get you and show you what happens to them. Hold on. This is what it looks like. So if you can see, all the paint starts to flake off, right? And I use really high-end premium paint, but when it does is it all falls off, and then it gets in your system, and then you're screwed. So I recommend using the bubble wrap. And what I'm really simply what I'm gonna do is just use some duct tape, reverse, stick it on there, and then find the holes and drill them or cut them out for the 2-inch net squares. And that's it. Net cups, sorry. So not the most beautiful job. I'm sure if you have one piece, you can make it look a lot better. I just kind of used what I had kicking around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the floor so I have something to press this on, and then I'm going to cut through this side with the hole saw really quick, or I might just use the razor knife. I'll let you know in a couple of minutes here. So go in reverse. I tried going the right way here. I just tore the crap out of this stuff. So when I went in reverse, it was a lot neater cut. These net cups definitely fit in here quite well. Might have to do a little curve into this at the end, but it did the job. So this is your basic true high pressure aeroponic system. I highly recommend getting like a Commander 64 from Lowe's, maybe a 50-gallon of this. The 27 gallons not going to give you the biggest plants in the world, and yeah, it's the smaller the chamber, the more difficult it is. You want the biggest chamber you kind of can get. I have to clean this all up, make it look neater. But here we go, folks. We got it all together there. Boy, that looks like crappy, but all right. And then let's check out our misting system again. And all I'm going to do is turn on. I'm just going to plug in the timer here. Mode on. Bam. That's a lot of good mist. See how it's meeting in the middle, and it's got a long chamber? So there's a long line going through here, and then there's a middle cloud right here. If you think of where all the things are sitting, they're all sitting kind of in between all this. That's what you want. That's a good sprayer. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck with your aeroponic system. Good luck down the rabbit hole.